The German Shepherd stood perfectly still in the crowded arrivals terminal, his dark eyes scanning every face that passed. Rex had been searching for 6 months. Every day, the same routine. Every day, the same disappointment. The retired military working dog would position himself near Gate 14 at Denver International Airport, his handler Sarah Chun by his side, watching him search for a face that might never come. Most people walked past without a second glance. A few stopped to pet him. Children pointed and whispered about the handsome dog with the official service vest. But Rex paid none of them any attention. He was looking for someone specific, someone who had promised to come home. Staff Sergeant Marcus Rodriguez had been Rex's partner for 3 years in Afghanistan. Together, they had saved countless lives. Rex could detect explosives from 50 yards away, his nose so precise it had become legendary among their unit. Marcus trusted that nose more than any piece of equipment the military had given them. During their deployment, Rex had pulled Marcus from a burning vehicle after an IED explosion. Marcus had carried Rex 4 miles through enemy territory when the dog took shrapnel in his hind leg. They had each other's backs in ways most people could never understand. But on their final mission, everything went wrong. The convoy was hit. Marcus was thrown from the vehicle unconscious and bleeding. Rex dragged him to cover, staying by his side for 8 hours until rescue arrived. But when a medevac helicopter landed, there was only room for one more person. Marcus was critical. Brain trauma. Internal bleeding. They needed to get him to Germany immediately. Rex watched the helicopter disappear into the desert sky, not knowing if he would ever see his partner again. 3 months later, Rex was retired from service. His leg had healed, but something else was broken. The once energetic dog became withdrawn. He stopped eating properly. He wouldn't play. The veterinarians said he was grieving. Sarah Chun, a former military dog trainer, had adopted several retired working dogs. When she met Rex at the rehabilitation center, she knew immediately that he was different. This wasn't just PTSD. This was a dog who had lost his purpose, his person, his everything. He keeps looking for someone, the center director explained. We don't know who. His handler was transferred to Germany for treatment, and we lost track after that. Sarah took Rex home, but nothing helped. He would sit by the window for hours. He would perk up at every car, door slam, every male voice. But when it wasn't who he was looking for, Rex would return to his corner and wait. That's when Sarah had an idea that seemed crazy but felt right. If Rex was looking for someone, why not help him look? Denver International was one of the busiest airports in the country. Military personnel came through every day. Maybe Marcus would come through those doors. For 6 months, Sarah brought Rex to the airport every Tuesday and Thursday. Gate 14 was near the military arrival area, where soldiers returning from deployment often reunited with families. Rex seemed to understand. He would take his position near the gate and watch. Sarah posted their story on social media, hoping someone might have information about Marcus Rodriguez. The post was shared hundreds of times, but no one came forward with answers. Airport security knew them now. The airline staff would wave when they arrived. Regular travelers began recognizing the German Shepherd, who sat so patiently scanning faces with heartbreaking hope. Then on a cold Thursday morning in March, everything changed. Flight 447 from Frankfurt was delayed. Sarah checked her phone for the 3rd time, wondering if they should head home early. Rex had been more restless than usual, pacing instead of sitting, alert instead of calm. "What is it, boy?" she whispered. "Do you sense something?" The flight finally arrived. Passengers began streaming through the gate. Business travelers, families, students. Rex watched each face with the same intensity he had shown for months. Then he froze. His entire body went rigid. His ears shot forward. A low whine escaped his throat, a sound Sarah had never heard him make. Through the crowd, a figure emerged that made Sarah's breath catch. A man in his early 30s, walking slowly with a slight limp. Military haircut, wearing civilian clothes, but carrying himself with unmistakable soldier bearing. His left arm hung at an odd angle, and there was a long scar running from his temple to his jaw. But his eyes were scanning the terminal, just like Rex's had been scanning for months. Rex didn't move. He stood perfectly still, as if afraid that moving might make the vision disappear. The man was 20 feet away, then 15, then 10. That's when Marcus Rodriguez looked down and saw him. Time stopped. The busy airport faded away. The noise disappeared. There was only a soldier and his dog, separated by a few feet and 6 months of desperate searching. Marcus dropped his bag. His face crumpled. "Rex?" he whispered, his voice breaking. "Rex, is that really you?" The dog still didn't move. This moment was too important, too fragile. What if he was wrong? What if his heart was playing tricks on him again? Marcus took a step forward, then another. He knelt down slowly, his injured body protesting, but his eyes never leaving Rex's face. "Hey, buddy," he said softly, using the same tone he had used during their countless missions together. "I told you I'd come home, didn't I?" That's when Rex broke. The professional military working dog, the disciplined search and rescue expert disappeared. In his place was a dog who had found his person after the longest 6 months of his life. Rex launched himself forward, knocking Marcus backward onto the terminal floor. He covered the soldier's face with kisses, his tail wagging so hard his entire body shook. Marcus wrapped his good arm around Rex, burying his face in the dog's fur. "I'm sorry, boy, I'm so sorry," Marcus sobbed. "I tried to find you. I tried to bring you with me, but they said you'd been adopted. I've been looking for you too." People stopped walking. Cell phones came out. A circle formed around the reunion, but neither Marcus nor Rex noticed. They were lost in their own world of relief and joy and the kind of love that survives war and separation and trauma. Sarah approached slowly, tears streaming down her face. She had witnessed many emotional moments at the airport, but nothing like this. "Are you Marcus Rodriguez?" she asked gently. Marcus looked up, his face wet with tears. "Yes, ma'am. This is my partner. My boy. I never stopped looking for him." "He never stopped looking for you either," Sarah said. "We've been coming here twice a week for 6 months. He knew somehow, he knew you'd come through that gate." The story spread faster than wildfire. Videos of the reunion were viewed millions of times within hours. News stations picked it up. Talk shows called. But Marcus and Rex didn't care about the attention. They were too busy making up for lost time. Marcus had been medically discharged after months of surgeries and rehabilitation in Germany. He had been trying to locate Rex through military channels, but retired working dogs often disappear into the adoption system without a trace. He had planned to move to Colorado anyway, hoping that somehow, somewhere, he might find his partner again. The fact that Rex had been waiting for him at the very airport where Marcus landed felt like more than coincidence. It felt like destiny. Today, Marcus and Rex live together in a small house outside Denver. Marcus works with a veteran support organization helping other soldiers transition to civilian life. Rex has become a therapy dog, visiting hospitals and schools, sharing his story of loyalty and never giving up hope. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they still visit the airport. Not to search anymore, but to volunteer with a program that helps military families reunite with their pets after deployment. Because they know better than anyone that some bonds can't be broken by distance or time or war. Some love is strong enough to wait. Some promises are meant to be kept. And sometimes the most important battles are fought not with weapons, but with hope. Rex searched every face at that airport for 181 days. Marcus searched for his partner across 2 continents for 6 months. Neither of them gave up because they knew something the rest of us sometimes forget. True loyalty never dies. It just waits.